Beside the Palm, episode 6.
Hello and welcome. Today we have Randy Murrow, who is our Associate Director of Bridges Academy. Randy, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So I'm enjoying this new view of your house. I only ever get the one view of your den or office area, so I'm just kind of snooping a little bit. So let's start out. So how long have you been at St. Luke's now, and how did you come to be here?
I first came to St. Luke's in 2004 as, now we call them staff singers, but then it was interns. October of 2004, I was finishing my master's degree at U of H, and Sid was looking for a bass. So that's how I ended up here. Stayed on after I graduated, started teaching in Bridges Academy, and shortly after that, a position opened up. It was actually 2 part-time positions where people left and then they combined it into a full-time, which was nice. And so that's how I became part of the Bridges Academy administration. Also, that was the birth of Veritas. And so I took on that choir for a hot minute, as well as early music ensemble, which is now Credo. And so then I was there for not even a full year and a half when we moved overseas to the UK, and was gone for 4.5 years. Came back in 2012, and before I even flew over, Sid snapped me up to be an intern singer again. So that was nice, and started teaching at Bridges again. And then, similar to what happened before, a position opened up when Beverly Laubach retired. So I took over directorship of St. Cecilia Women's Choir and rejoined the administration of Bridges Academy alongside Monica Griffin.
Nice.
Also managing the Rotunda Art Gallery and just whatever other things, tapestry players. So all together, let's see, 2004 to 2007, 3 years plus going on 6 years. Well, including my staff singer, let's see, 3 years plus going on 8 years.
Nice. Okay, so my next question you segued me perfectly into, because I was going to ask about the Rotunda Art Gallery. Do you want to tell us a little bit about managing that and some of the artists that are shown there? Because I think some people probably don't know we have that.
Yeah, so the Rotunda Gallery is kind of tucked away in the church. It's right next to the Fellowship Hall. So if your path only takes you sort of to the sanctuary and back to the parking lot, you may not have even walked through that hallway. But it's a rotating monthly series of exhibits by local artists, and occasionally we have people who come in from further afield to exhibit. And there's a wide range of stuff, a lot of paintings, occasionally we have sculpture, ceramics, just a nice variety of work for people who are just want to look, or perhaps want to purchase something for their house. Yeah.
Oh, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I already have several pieces now, I think, from the collection, as you well know. I have to stop myself wandering down there. Do you have a favorite artist or piece of art? It can be from the rotunda, or it can just be a general artist that you like.
Oh gosh, that's hard. I mean, I love like Hopper from our gallery. I mean, I hate to name names and pick favorites, but I do have some pottery, some bowls from an Iranian artist who is also one of our Bridges parents, Mariam Lalaf. She's been in the gallery a few times. And in fact, I gifted one of her bowls to my parents for their 50th wedding anniversary. So
nice. Yeah, they make great gifts. So in addition to all the stuff you do at St. Luke's with the choirs and the art gallery and tapestry players, all that sort of stuff, you also sing with a professional choir in town, do you not?
I do. I'm a bass with the Houston Chamber Choir, and that's a group that I sang with before when I started while I was in graduate school in 2003, and then had to quit when we moved overseas, and have been back for going on 3 years now.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite concert you've done with them? Oops, sorry.
Oh, I mean, some of the memories going back include a concert with Dave Brubeck, which is a real highlight. Our last concert we did before we shut down was a collaboration with Bob Chilcott in a piece that he reworked, and we were able to record it. It's a multi-movement work called Circle Song, based on Native American texts, and we sang that with the Treble Choir of Houston, and so that'll be the next CD. So look for that coming out.
Nice, that's exciting. I think that's how I first met you or knew who you were, because Grace worked at the chamber choir, and so I think I recognized your face. So it's funny how that all kind of works out. If not for music, what other career path might you have chosen?
Well, in school, I considered political science or some sort of degree to go into law. So I would have been making lots more money if I had chosen that route. While I was in the UK, I turned my hobby into a profession, and that's photography. I started shooting portraits just as a little distraction from trying to find music work. And then just sort of found my way into shooting weddings. And so that was a fun way to explore a lot of the countryside estates in the UK, and some grand venues in London, and by shooting weddings.
Yeah.
And I did a little bit of that when I came back. Really started shooting headshots when I came back to Houston primarily. And then, then I couldn't pass up the security of a full-time job when it came available.
Yeah.
So I still do a little bit of photography, but not a whole lot.
Well, for the record, I can see you making a good lawyer. But once again, you perfectly segued me into my next question, because I was going to ask about your photography, because you do a lot of that for us, like our recent choir photo. No, sorry, you didn't do that one. I'm lying now. You did the previous one.
I did the previous one.
That's right. You do a lot of other stuff for us. And I keep meaning to have you do my headshot, because I need a new one soon.
Yeah, I occasionally shoot things for tapestry players, and in fact, I first started filming in another room in the house, and I had one of my pieces of photography behind me. So that's a shame that we missed that. But yeah, I really enjoy shooting architecture and, of course, my dogs.
We'll take a picture or send us a picture of the piece you have. Grace can put it up on the screen.
Sure.
You did a lot of weddings, though. So do you have any maybe particularly fun wedding stories from your photography days?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Come to mind?
Of course, some of the groomsmen shenanigans that I can't really repeat on here. I did get to meet Ricky Gervais. He was a special surprise guest at one of the early weddings I shot. I was assisting another photographer friend. So that was fun.
You know, organists always joke that we could write books on the stories things that happen at weddings, and I'm sure photographers are the same way.
Yeah, it's each one, you just don't know what to expect. So there's a little bit of a nervous anxiety each time.
Yeah.
You know, how drunk the guests are when you're trying to assemble the group photo.
Yeah. I wish I could tell some of my stories, but I probably shouldn't tell them while I'm still working at the place. So, what was your favorite thing about living in the UK?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I want to say a lot about food, like Borough Market, and but really it's just being able to pop out of my house and in 10 minutes be on a train, and 10 minutes later be in the middle of London, and you know, just without an agenda, without a plan, just wander around with my camera, and you know, I always find something interesting to do or see.
Yeah,
and
Houston.
just, you know, all the free art museums, and I mean, it's just really fun city to just get lost in.
Yeah, Houston's not conducive to that, especially if you only want to be outside on a day like today.
Walking in Houston is usually not a happy thing.
Yeah. Well, you're making my job really easy because you mentioned food, and my next question was, rumor has it you're an excellent cook. I've only experienced some of that. Do you have a favorite thing that you like to cook? And do you maybe want to share what your biggest cooking fail was?
Oh gosh. My favorite thing to cook, that's a tough one. Recently it's been pizza night. And the challenge of Jay is now vegan, so making vegan pizza has been interesting, as you can attest to, Jim. But I love making, like, you know, a pot of chili, or just roasting up a chicken or some other piece of meat, or, you know, grilling, and just, you know, simple things that can go with anything.
Yeah. Any biggest fails that you remember that you want to admit to on camera?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, there have to be. I mean, speaking of roasting a chicken, one thing comes to mind. It's not a cooking fail, but it's just a dog parenting fail. I was letting the chicken sort of sit for a little bit before I put it in the oven, and forgot myself and put it on the stove. And Maggie, the biggest dog, is tall enough to just get up on the counter and have at it, and she did.
Well, that's a good thing with the small dogs like Penny. We don't have to worry about that. I don't think I've ever had your cooking, but I always look forward to your caramels now at Christmas. That's a highlight of the season.
Caramels, yeah, that's definitely a favorite that I try to save for once a year. It's a little dangerous.
I'm sure.
And peanut brittle, I've made a lot of peanut brittle over the years.
Oh, I love peanut brittle. I don't think I've had that yet, so there's always this year. What are your 5 favorite things right now?
Oh gosh, well, I already mentioned pizza night. That's something I look forward to. And
you even
related to pizza night, I have another new favorite thing that was gifted to me by a certain colleague on staff.
Yes.
Jim, do you want to talk about this?
I was so hoping that I could subtly bring this up, and this is even better than I could have imagined. Yeah, I forget how it came up now, because you made something that wasn't really a pizza, but you claimed it was a pizza on Facebook, I think, and it caused some debate between you, me, and Devin Jones.
Yeah, it was my first vegan pizza, and it had roasted kale on top of it, and it was delicious, but green.
Rest
No
assured,
tomato
they'll
sauce
see.
with cheese.
Yeah, rest assured, they'll see a picture of it. But then, yeah, what I forget what something happened where I think Devin asked if you had a chef's hat or something, and you said you
I
didn't.
remember.
Yeah, but anyway, so I immediately went on Amazon and
Yeah, I call this my chef boy Randy hat now. So thank you.
well, we expect pictures, and maybe I can hold Grace off on publishing this if we get a picture of you spinning the pizza dough or something on Friday wearing your
Great, isn't it?
chef's hat.
Yeah, spinning the pizza dough might end up being a cooking fail. So I'll do alternative ways of getting the dough in shape. Yeah, other favorite things. I treated myself last month for my birthday and bought a whole set of linen bedding. So that's upgraded my sleep. It's very
Nice.
comfy. Extra time with Jay and the dogs is always a plus. What else? I guess just technology that lets us do this and lets us still meet together and do virtual choir. And I mean, it would be a very different pandemic without all of this at our disposal.
Yeah, I saw. I'm sure you've seen it too. Wasn't there like a meme went around a couple weeks ago that said, imagine if this had happened in like 2004 or something, we'd all be like playing, what's that snake game on our flip phones, and there'd be no Zoom or anything like that. So yeah, we do have to kind of be grateful for that kind of stuff. So, not that you're probably doing many road trips or anything these days, but what does Randy Murrow like to listen to in the car on your commute to work or on a road trip?
Yeah, I always forget to sort of, sync music. But I usually always have like podcasts available. So I tend to go toward the comedy podcasts, like Judge John Hodgman is a favorite. John Hodgman was on The Daily Show back in the earlier days as a frequent guest, and it's just a funny guy. So he's a fake judge. He's not a real judge.
Yeah.
Answer Me This is a podcast I came upon in the UK, and I think it's still going. So that's entertaining. Some of the more serious ones, like Serial. There's a new one I started listening to called The Shrink Next Door, which is a very interesting and disturbing story. So I like comedy and disturbing things.
Oh, I wouldn't mind riding in the car with you. That's the kind of stuff I like too. So sometimes I go back and forth. I know a lot of musicians don't like to listen to music in the car sometimes because we hear enough of it during the day, but so I like to put comedy on or something too. So we'll have to check those out. Now on to my favorite part though, the rapid fire round.
Oh gosh, wish me luck.
I wish you the very best of luck. You've already got your prize though there, so if you win, you were just going to get a chef's hat anyway. So
I'll have the back. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So let me just get my timer all set here for 1 minute, and we will see how many questions you can get through. All right, you ready? Okay,
Yes.
so in 3, 2, 1. Name one of the 7 dwarfs.
Sleepy.
Climb a mountain or jump from a plane.
Climb a mountain.
Give presents or getting presents.
Give presents.
Favorite ice cream flavor.
Oh, chocolate.
What color is your toothbrush?
Oh, it's like black and white. It's one of those Philips Sonicare things.
Godfather or Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Hot or cold.
Cold.
Favorite type of muffin.
Blueberry.
Beach or mountains.
Mountains.
Fiddler on the Roof or Music Man.
Make me choose. Well, Fiddler, just because I got to play Tevye, so it's dear to my heart.
Say a spot of tea in a British accent.
A spot of tea.
Favorite subject in high school.
Oh, math.
The Beatles or Starbucks.
Bebidas. Sorry.
That's okay. It's funny. I was talking about these questions with Sid earlier, and I think Fiddler in the Roof came up, and because he was saying that I guess, is that the one? I don't really know these as well as I should. Were you married to Tina in that, or was that another show?
Well, we were married in 2 shows.
That's what he was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, Fiddler was the second show that we were husband and wife.
Any advice for being married to Tina, since you've done it twice now?
She gets a little confused on names. She called me Tessa during one of the shows. So yeah, you just have to sort of, I'm not sure what to say about that. But no, she's a good stage wife. So we'll have to do another one.
Sorry, Tina. Well, we're at our last question. We ask everybody, is there a song or a piece of music that you think the audience should go listen to right after watching this, and maybe tell us why?
Well, I think they should go listen to the Houston Chamber Choir's recording of the Duruflé Requiem, because it's the Grammy winner, and it's a very nice recording.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to? Because that was recorded here in Houston, right?
It was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were all very proud of the chamber choir. That was it's a great CD. I've been seeing write-ups of it in all of my nerdy organ magazines and choir magazines. So well worth it. Well, thank you so much for enduring this with me today.
Thank you for being kind to me. I keep this calm exterior, but I'm like inside I'm just nervous. So.
That's okay. I usually am too, so I can relate to that. I'm so nervous for mine. I've been dreading mine for weeks because I know whoever interviews me, you're all going to gang up to exact revenge, so I can't be too mean. So, well, thank you again, and I can't wait to see how this turns out. So, I will see you later.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Penny says goodbye.
Bye, Penny.
Bye.